Hello Max fam, how you guys doing? Welcome back to another video. Today's video we got a story. It's gonna be a story time video. So we're basically gonna talk about how again we live in Alpine, which is in the San Diego area, and we're gonna talk about how we got here, how we got the place that we got, and just everything that we went through before we got this place where we're at now. And the reason why we're saying this story is because we're actually getting out of here. That'll probably be a whole video, huh?
Yeah.
Like it'll probably be a whole video of the process. Like we'll show you guys all of that. The whole process of us moving. It's actually gonna start tomorrow. Tomorrow, her mom is gonna bring
It's like a storage box, so
kind of like a shed, like a small shed type of thing.
kind of, yeah. So they bring it to your place, and you it's just a big box, so
And
like
we're
a big
gonna-
storage box. And like we're basically just gonna move everything that we have inside the house out to that box.
Yeah, we're gonna leave it there. We're not leaving yet, but we're just gonna put everything. We're gonna start getting everything in the little box so that we could get to cleaning the whole house.
So this
But yeah.
story time is only taking us back to like a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
We were gonna,
No, 2 years.
Well,
That's true because we have been living here for like a year. To not say the story like from the beginning, from where we first met. There we had already met. We got together. We started dating. Like there was a whole bunch of other stuff that happened in between. Like for like a whole year or two, like a whole bunch of stuff. Like I moved away, I came back. I moved away again, I came back, and we were still dating and we were doing like long distance relationship type of thing. And that happened for like a whole year or two, huh?
mm-hmm.
So like, after all that was done, that's when finally we were living together, but at her mom's house.
No,
and-
it all started living at your house.
Like yeah, we were living at my house because her mom left to go work in San Bernardino, and so that's when we started living together. From there we moved. She came back. Her mom came back, and then we moved. Now it was all three of us. So it was me, her mom, and Melly, in one house.
We started living in Westmoreland. So again, that's in the little town that we were talking about in the last video,
In the
valley. We started living there, but it came to a point where we wouldn't get hired anywhere in the valley. Like there in the valley, it's not for working, it's not for a future, it's not for anything. So we just decided to start applying here in San Diego, and we did. And I actually got an interview, like I think a week after applying. So I got an interview, and we started coming and going a lot from from the valley to San Diego
And back.
So we did that for I don't know how many months.
Yeah, for a few months, but again, the valley from San Diego, it's 2 hours. It's 2 hours away. So we would drive 2 hours over here, and then 2 hours back. 2 hours over here and 2 hours back. Again, that happened for a few months. Later on, her brother came along too. He wasn't living. He was living on with his wife and everything, but problems happened. He ended up coming over here with us, and with us as in with me, Melly, and her mom, and so now it's all four of us. And then later on, her brother her brother started working over here in San Diego too. So then we all started coming back and forth again, like for a few months.
Yeah.
And then later on, we came up with the crazy idea to to just start staying over here. We didn't have the money to buy a place or to rent a place or anything. So that's when we started staying in campgrounds.
No, we started staying in the car first.
Well, yeah, we started staying in the car first. For I don't know how long. For I don't know how long. For a few, probably months, right?
Yeah.
For a few months before we even thought about like moving to a campground, like
Yeah.
which it would be a little bit more comfortable than a car. So we ended up coming over here, staying in the car for a few months. We started finding out about the campgrounds. We looked at several campgrounds, and like literally like one day we looked at some, and then like we couldn't look at them anymore because they were closed because it would get dark. It would be the end of the day. So we would have to wait till the next day to continue to go to call more campgrounds. So it took us like literally like a whole almost a week, like a whole 3 or 4 days
Yeah.
for us to finally find a campground. And then we went, we checked it out, we liked it,
It
and
was
like
perfect.
and yeah, it was perfect. So we ended up staying there. We set it up. We actually had a whole bunch of equipment to actually stay there. So we had a tent, we had like a little grill, we had a whole bunch of little stuff that
Yeah.
it came in handy whenever we started camping.
And we did start camping because we were all sharing one car. So we were all trying to get to our jobs in the morning, sharing only one car. And again, it's 3 of us. So when it was just me and him staying in the car, it was comfortable. It was more spacious and everything. But once my brother started sleeping in the car with us, obviously we were more crowded. It was just a little bit harder.
Yeah.
So then that's when we looked into the campground, so we could all stay there together and work and everything.
We started staying there. Again, that was for a whole another like months. I don't know how many months, but months, and it wasn't easy. There was a lot of ups and downs. The spot, we would get it for like a whole week. Then the next week would come, and the spot would already be like by someone else. It would already be booked like for the weekend. So that weekend we would have to get out of there, either go to another spot in the same campground, or if they were all booked, which that's usually what would happen, they would usually be all booked by the weekend. We would have to leave the campground and take everything, and then go back to the car thing, and then later on Monday come back and then get the whole campground again for the whole week.
And this was every weekend. Like every weekend, that campground is booked.
Yeah.
So no matter what, if we try to book it, it's already booked. So there is no way that we could even stay there for a whole 7 days straight. It was just Monday through Friday. By Friday we had to get out, and Monday come do it all over again.
It's because it was a nice campground. Huh? It was really nice, and I don't know. I'm pretty sure a lot of people knew about it because a lot of people would go all the time, and they would always be booked. And we looked all over the place, like all over the place for another campground. There was no campground that was better than that one because that was a really good price. It was nice. It was in a good area. It was right in the middle of everything. All the other campgrounds, they were far away, so where it wouldn't work with our like where we were working at. We don't want to sit here and like go into detail because the video is just gonna be way too long if we're going to get into detail. But like being in the car and doing all that stuff, like you could already imagine. I mean, I don't know if you guys could imagine or not, but like just imagine you're at work, you get out of work, you're not going to a house or anything. You're going straight to a car, and you're gonna stay in that car for the rest of the day, all the way until next morning. And you gotta find a spot where you could park and be able to sleep comfortable and everything. So
without having your car towed away, without the police coming to your window, because that's happened several times too. It's just like just the area in general. Like, how are you just gonna sleep anywhere? You know.
Yeah.
Like,
And then sometimes like we would cover up the windows like with stuff, and it would look sketchy. Like,
Yeah.
like if you would see a car parked right there with a whole bunch of stuff covering the windows, you would know someone's sleeping in
Yeah.
there. So and then when it came time to, like, for example, taking a shower and stuff like that, like at the campground it was cool and it was okay.
Yeah.
But when we weren't at the campground, we had to figure it out how we were gonna shower.
Yeah. Which was usually in parks.
Yeah, like
they have showers there.
Because it was next to the beaches, so there's a lot of little parks that have showers and you could shower there. But it's not like you don't have like all the privacy, and like there's no privacy. There's really no privacy.
Yeah.
Like literally anyone could walk in behind you and go in there with you, because there's no door covering you or anything either.
And the water is cold, so
yeah, it was cold.
The water was cold. It was really hard to get used to in the beginning, but yeah, that happened. And keep in mind that none of us worked around the same area. Like, he was the only flexible one, but it was not easy at all. Like, all three of us sharing a car wasn't easy at all.
We were still staying in the car.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, it was back and forth from being in the car and being in the campground and car in the campground. But at the end, when we finally ended up getting this place, like we ended up just getting stuck to just staying in the car, because it was so much of a hassle to oh, by the way, we didn't it was like it was staying in the car and it was the campground, and then when we started getting tired of that, like we also started staying at one of her aunt's house, remember?
Yeah.
And then like that went sideways too, so we got out of there, and then yeah, we just went back to the same thing, campground and car. Whenever finally that was over, and the reason why that was over was because we were all working. Her brother had some money saved up because he had just gotten paid, and we were already looking for a place. Remember, we were looking for a place to like start staying and everything but we didn't even have the money to even get a place or anything. But we were already looking, because that's how frustrated we were. We just wanted any little place to stay at, so that way we could have a place, a roof over our heads, and be able to have a kitchen to cook food and not have to buy fast food all the time, and going to restaurants or buffets and all that stuff. And we wanted a place already. So,
but it was hard because of the deposit and the first month of rent. Like, there was no way at that time that we could save all that money up together. There was just no way. Like, there was no way that we could do that. So that's why it was hard, because of that.
Again, her brother had the money, and we had no way of getting a place or anything. But then a miracle happened where her and her coworker found money at work.
I think it was like 2 weeks into working there, where it was me and my coworker. We saw an envelope on the floor, and it was $1,000 in cash. He was like, "What if we split it?" And I said, "Yeah." He gave me 500. He got 500. And since that same day, my brother had gotten paid. I was like, this is perfect. When I got out of work, I actually told my brother, like, I just asked him, like, hey, if I were to have $500 with me right now, would you be willing to put 500 in your part since you got paid today? So that could be like the deposit, and then there we could just on the next check just have the first month of rent ready. And he said yeah, and I told him what happened, that I found $500, blah blah blah, whatever. And we ended up doing that. We ended up saving that money, and him and my brother then started looking for a whole bunch of places to start looking for a place to stay. I called this apartment complex kind of the worst mistake we could have ever done by coming here, but at the time it was the best decision we could have made.
Because we were so desperate for a place, we just wanted any place, so we went for it. Girls, it really was like the worst mistake ever, because these apartments, I would not recommend anyone to live in these apartments, like anyone at all, just because it's not comfortable living here. It's not comfortable. That's how we ended up getting the place. They accepted us. We turned in like the application. We did everything. They accepted us. As soon as they gave us the keys, we came and brought all the stuff that same day.
What we didn't know is that on the last couple of months of doing the whole staying in the car and the campground, I was already pregnant. So when we had already moved in here, I still didn't even know that I was pregnant until probably like a week or two after we started moving here, that I found out that I was pregnant.
We've been here for what, like for a few months? I don't know how many months.
We've been here since September, and it's already April.
So we've been here 7 months, and yeah, we're ready to get out of here, and like we said, the whole us moving and everything, there's gonna be a whole nother video. Like we're gonna try to get as much as possible. Like we might even record like different days
parts.
Because like we might record some tomorrow and then the next day and then the next day.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll all combine it into one video, or we'll just
So where we're moving, it's going to be like about 6 or 7 hours away from here.
Yeah, it's gonna be up north. Whenever we're in the process of doing all that, of moving and everything, that's when we'll tell you guys to what area we're moving to, and then yeah, obviously whenever we get over there, we're gonna show you guys everything over there. I just want everyone to know that for reals, a lot of good content is coming up. Like a lot of good content is coming up. Getting out of here, being over there, we're gonna have a lot more free time, and we're gonna dedicate way more time to YouTube and to all the videos that we do. And we are planning on, I think you said it already in another video about the whole like getting GoPros and stuff like that. I just feel like our channel is not the way we want it to be. We're not really going out much. We don't really do much.
And our schedules, like he works from afternoon till nighttime.
Yeah.
So that alone doesn't even work out for coming home and making videos and
And she works in the morning, so she works in the morning and I work in the night. So when she's gone, I'm home, and when I'm gone, she's home. Yeah. So that's the other reason why we don't upload as often.
Yeah.
But again, leaving over there, it's gonna be a whole different story, whole different content. As soon as our baby's born, it's gonna be a whole nother thing too. Yeah. But yeah, our main goal with the channel, it's of course having a lot of family stuff in the channel, but that's why we have the adventures in the name in it, because we are that, like, again, she's pregnant, so we can't really do much that has to do with going out and doing stuff, because in reality, me and her we're really active. Like, we like to go out to places, we like to do a whole bunch of stuff. So as soon as baby's here, and as soon as we're over there, then that's gonna be a whole different thing. That's gonna be a whole different story. I hope you guys are ready for all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Alright guys, that's gonna be the end of the video. We just wanted to give you guys a little story, a little update on what's going on with us. Expect a whole bunch of cool new stuff that's coming up. But remember guys, turn on your post notifications to get notified every single time. And remember guys, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, because it'll be a dope ride.